Hi, welcome to Fundamentals of Public Speaking, or Communication 115. I am your instructor, Gary Phillips. Obviously, this is not a normal semester. First, we're not in the classroom. I usually would welcome you to the classroom and hand you a copy of the syllabus. I'm not doing that this semester either. You will need to go into Blackboard on the left side where it says Course Information and Syllabus, and either read the syllabus or print it out so that you'll have it. I will cover some of the highlights so you know what's there, and then you can go further for details in Blackboard. One of the things that is not covered in the syllabus that will be important, though, is class size. We have been asked to accommodate for social distancing this semester. Some people have done that by blending classes. You might have a class that you're asked to come on Monday but not on Wednesday. This class is very interactive. Every class period, I will be speaking and you will be speaking. So blending is difficult. What I have done is limited the class size to 15 or less so that we can keep our social distance. That also means we will get through the material a little quicker because you won't be talking as long because there aren't as many of you. So on my syllabus, it talks about office hours, and there are some set office hours, but the best time to come see me in my office would be either right before or right after class. Since classes will be a little shorter generally, there will be some time where I will be in my office waiting on students to come for the next class. That's a good time to find out what we're about to do or to talk about what we just finished. Other things in the syllabus, you will see my phone number and my email. I have sent you an email about the first class assignments, and one of them is collecting some information about you that I need. And so in the example, I've given you my cell phone number, so you can text me as another way of getting in touch with me. And there will be times when you'll need to do that. And I will talk about those in a little bit. The syllabus talks about the course objectives. In a simple form, we're going to talk about preparing and presenting speeches. This is an introductory class, so we don't get very complex. We'll start very simple and work our way up. The textbook is Public Speaking for the Zombie Apocalypse, 7th edition. This is in the Drago College store. If you can't get your textbook for a while, maybe you're waiting on financial aid or something, you can look in Blackboard over on the left-hand side. The 6th edition is available. It's a little different. The primary difference is the copyright. So I can put that in Blackboard and you can read that until you get your 7th edition. If you're getting a 7th edition on a rental program, I know many of the athletes do that, and you can't mark in your book, one of the things you will need to do is go under the syllabus and print off the evaluation sheets. If you get the textbook, all the evaluation sheets are in the back of the chapter. So your outline and your speech are evaluated here, and you'll get your grade back the day that you present. But to do that, you need to have your evaluation and bring it with you. So if you're using a rental book, print those off, staple them together, put them in a 3-ring binder someplace where they're all together. That way they're not so easily lost. The book is based on game theory, where there are levels of communication, and we will start off with some very basic levels and some very basic skills. These are not speeches yet in level 1, but the skills we learn in level 1 will be incorporated into the speeches in level 2. And the speeches in level 3 will incorporate all the things you learn in level 2 and get more complex. So as you work your way up, your grade improves. And those 5 levels roughly equate to the 5 grade levels. But you can see that, going back to the syllabus, over on page 2, it gives you point totals for each of the grade levels. These aren't the normal 80, 90, 70%. They're a little different because as you go up in the levels, the assignments get bigger and more complex. There are fewer speeches, but the activity and the work gets harder and more difficult, and so you get more points for that. So check those, and if you're in Blackboard looking at your points, always look at the points, not the percentages, because the percentages can be misleading. If you're taking this class for honors, there's a discussion of the honors project. That's also under syllabus and course information. You can go look that up. In the syllabus on page 2, at the bottom of page 2, is the beginning of the contingency plan for COVID-19, questions about what happens if, and so you can look at those questions and see what the answers are. And that goes over onto page 3 and finishes up. And then on page 5, we see the general education goals. Every classroom will have a poster with 5 general education goals: communication, critical thinking, information management, collaboration, and global awareness. We will not really incorporate global awareness as much in this class. You may, based on your speech topics, but it won't be a major focus. But the others we will. We'll talk about that more fully as we get to levels 4 and 5, and your portfolio artifacts for your capstone class will come from those 2 levels generally. The master syllabus starts on the bottom of page 5. I would encourage you to read through those headings so that you know what's there. Most of the time you don't need that information at the beginning of the semester, but you might later on, and it's good to know where to find that. The last thing on the master syllabus is the weather hotline. If we have snow or ice at the end of this semester, at the beginning of the spring semester, and you're wondering if class has been canceled, call the weather hotline. They will tell you. That's the quick version of the syllabus, an overview of the book. The book was written specifically for this class, so there's not a lot of wasted material. Everything is important, so you need to get the book and start reading chapter 1. Look at that model of communication lecture. The link is in Blackboard, but I've also sent it out with that email. And try to get that information back to me that I've asked for. I look forward to seeing you next week.